This is the sarcophagus of a man called Seneb. He died in ancient Egypt around 600 BCE, but when the sarcophagus was discovered in a tomb near Cairo in 1931, the mummy it once protected was missing. Ancient Egyptians developed mummification to prepare the deceased for the afterlife. After washing the body, embalmers would typically remove all internal organs except for the heart. They preserved and wrapped the lungs, liver, intestines, and stomach and stored them in canopic jars. Since they believed the heart stored a person's knowledge and memories, they left it in the body, where it would help the deceased transition into the afterlife. Other organs, including the brain, were removed and discarded. Next, the body was covered in a salt compound called natron and left for more than a month until all moisture was eliminated. Once the salts were removed, embalmers rubbed perfumed oils and plant resins on the body, which was packed with resin and linen. They applied thick layers of resin to the body, which acted like glue to hold the strips of linen they wrapped around the corpse. The head and limbs were wrapped first, before encasing the whole body. The arms may have been crossed, a royal gesture associated with Osiris, the king of the underworld. Sometimes protective amulets, meant to safeguard the deceased, were placed within the wrappings, while protective prayers were recited. The mummy was then bound to a wooden board with long linen strips and more wrappings were added. Sometimes a funerary mask or portrait was placed over the face. A large linen cloth was placed around the mummy. This kind of shroud was sometimes decorated depending upon the status of the deceased. Then the mummy was placed in a wooden coffin, or one made of cartonnage, a type of papier-mâché, before it was put into the stone sarcophagus. Although the whereabouts of this mummy are unknown, the hieroglyphics inscribed on the sarcophagus identified the deceased as Seneb, a name that means, "May the pharaoh be healthy." It also calls him a scorpion charmer, indicating he had been a healer who made cures for poisonous stings and bites. Hieroglyphs around the sarcophagus offer a prayer for good fortune in the afterlife. The glyphs are turned to face the head of the deceased so he could read them. They read, "It is in your embrace that Horus has come, Scorpion Charmer Seneb, justified. Lift yourself up, pay attention to the horizon, so that you may go forth to the sky, born in the goddess Nut, and alive among the stars."